So it's Monday the 11th of August, which is day 8 of the excavation, and as you can see the trench is getting increasingly deeper. We're very interested in the upper section, which are the older deposits, and at present the bones coming from those deposits, which include those of wildcat and red deer, suggest that they're Mesolithic in age, early Holocene. What we really need to do from now on is take that area as deep as we can to see if there are Ice Age deposits underlying it. So we'll be concentrating all our efforts for this week into that particular area. We have a possible hearth coming up a little closer to me in this middle section here, which possibly is of Bronze Age date. So really our objectives now, in the last few days, to throw all of our weight into the upper end of the trench and really establish if we've got good Ice Age archaeology there. We don't know how deep the deposits will be, of course. I think we'll probably have to go down at least another metre. We could probably go down another 2 in terms of health and safety. I don't think we'd be able to go any deeper, so I hope these deposits are between 1 and 2 metres. Well, I've just found this very large bone here, which is certainly Pleistocene in age. It's in these deposits that have eroded away from the outside of the cliff. They're of some antiquity, as we know, and it's the first major paleontological find that we've actually come up with this year. So you can see it's very large, something like 15 to 20 centimetres in length. It's of a large animal. And what I'm going to be doing now is just clearing these little stones on top of it so I can remove it safely.
Amazing.
Look at that. Oh, it's very good. It's even got stalactite on it.
Oh, fabulous.
First time that's been seen for at least 10,000 years. Probably a lot longer.
It is a scapular, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Any sign of cut marks?
Not yet. I think a gentle wash is in order. And that's just me. Superb.
Well, this is the first image that was found in the cave, and the first image from the Ice Age of Britain. It's 13,000 years old. It's Magdalenian, and a team including Dr. Paul Barn and Dr. Paul Pettit came looking for art. They stopped off at Creswell Crags, and this was one of the first places they looked, and they found it. And you can just make out very shallow engraving. If you have a back line here, which is very difficult to see, but then you have ears, you then have the head of the creature, you have a line down here, which is its neck, down onto its chest, underneath you have a back leg engraved here, and you have a front leg, engraved here. They've used natural features to begin the art. The small hollow is the eye, and then a raised part here, which is the mouth. And they've seen that, and they've obviously drawn around that. And in addition, you have a series of lines underneath as well. Obviously, the gorge has been used since the Ice Age. This is what we find when we do our archaeology, is this is not preserved Ice Age. This is continuation of occupation, of use of the caves. And obviously, in the modern period, you have a lot of graffiti on the walls. You can see the most dominant thing before you get your eye in and see the art is the graffiti all over it. But what is particularly interesting is the beard. Under its chin, somebody has drawn these lines. Now these are very modern. We can tell because they're not faded in any way. Probably in the last 50 years. And we think the reason they've drawn these lines is that they've seen the animal and they've presumed it's a goat. And so what they've done is they've drawn a beard on the goat. Yeah, this is not the only image at Creswell. There are many, many in this cave, including down the very far end there are some as well. But this is the most dominant. This was the first found, and this is the one that's probably easiest to see.
This is a 9-men's Morris on Merrill's board that was found at the end of the first season's excavation. At the time on site we had a Roman specialist that let us know that the game dates back at least as far as Romans, possibly later. This version was looked at by an expert in the game and was able to tell us that this is medieval. The game itself, you can still find the rules today. We printed off some when we were there and had a go. Our board is unique in that it has this central panel which could possibly have been an attempt to test the stone for its usability as a game board, but we don't really know. But this exact layout of the board is relatively unique.
Yeah.
This was found at the bottom of the Victorian spoil heap, so they chucked it out thinking it was a rock.